And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to my review today about NOSEDIVE, a social game from the TV series Black Mirror on Netflix. NOSEDIVE is based on a single episode of that series. It's actually the first episode of the Netflix version of that series, which originally came from the UK. NOSEDIVE, the episode, without spoiling it, but it takes place in a society where everyone is ranked and your social standing is based on your score. So it's like Yelp, but for people. And that's what this game is about too, where you're trying to have the highest social score. This is a game that by necessity needs an app that you can download for your phone that comes with the game. Let's see how it plays. There's going to be a deck of cards that's included with this game that are going to show various lifestyle cards from work, home, and social. So for example, this here is work. You're the president-elect. That's a 5-star experience. This is a social. A roommate who's barely home is a 3-star event. There's some things that give you lose points. Here's a home one, a breathtaking mountain visa, a chatbot based on your best friend's personality. And you'll see these are anywhere from 1 star, like a career as an underbooked wedding DJ is a 1 star as a career, while a prominent position at a life coaching agency is 3 stars. So there's all sorts of things. Your own vineyard is 5 stars, while you might, let's see if I can find some more. Here's a 1 star, a pet goldfish. So each player is going to be dealt a handful of these cards. You're also going to need the app here, the NOSEDIVE app, which you can get for the phone, and you'll have a new game, and you're going to pick the players that are playing in this game. So what you do is you put everyone's names. You can take pictures of the people in the game, and you're going to pick their pawns that they have. So here we have yellow, green, blue, and purple as the pawns of the 4 players in this game, and you'll begin round 1. So before you deal with this, so that what this does is it shows you what people's ratings are. Hey, look, it's giving me the highest star rating. I'm a 2.8, Roy's a 2.6, Z a 2.4, and Kenny a 2.2. But that can change as the game progresses. So in each round of the game, there are 2 different phases. There is kind of a action phase, a lifestyle phase, and then there's the experience phase. So in the lifestyle phase, the influencer is going to take 1 card per player, so in case there's 4 cards here, and they're going to be putting 2 of them face up and 2 of them face down, starting 4 different piles that players can put out here like this, getting ready to go. Now the whole point of this game here is for players to get cards that are going to be worth points at the end of the game. Your cards are going to be worth points equal to the number of stars on them, but only if your rating is that high or not. So you can see, remember I said my rating is a 2.8 right now, so I can get points for 1 cards and 2 cards, but 3-star cards will give me nothing because my rating is not high enough. Now in the lifestyle phase of each round, players are going to take 3 turns, starting with the influencer. In this case it happens to be me, I have the highest stars. And they're going to, the first thing you do is you flip over one of these bonus tokens here, and then you're going to go to a spot that you're not at already. So if you're on this draw 2, you would have to go to 1 down. You couldn't do draw 2 again. And so you're going to go to these different spots. So the spots are pretty simple. If you go to draw 2, you will draw 2 cards from the deck into your hand. If you go to 1 down, you're going to take a card from your hand and place it on one of these 4 piles face down. 1 up, 1 down lets you put 1 face up somewhere and 1 face down. And then draw 1, you draw 1 card, then you play 1 card face up, or play 2 cards face up. You can also go here, which will give you +1 experience token. So everyone's going to be taking turns doing that 3 different times. And each time it goes around the table, another one of these tokens comes out. So there could be 3 bonus experience tokens out. Then, starting with the lowest lifestyle score, that person's going to pick any pile on the table. All the cards that are there are going to be there. So that's a bad one. Lose 1 point. This is a prime location in a suburban gated community. Could be possibly 3 points. So all the players are going to take those cards. Then on this app, so if someone gets the experience tokens, you'll mark the people who took experience tokens. And if someone gets a double damage, you will mark those for the double damage cards. And then you're going to go to the next round of the game. So here the device will be passed to me. Now, this is a very different round. And I'm going to pick these experiences here. So here the experiences are seeing the world's largest ball of twine in Kansas, having an ex's name tattooed on your body, or ripping your last pair of jeans while running late for work. Well, Roy might do I might pick that for Roy. Kenny would probably, I'll give him the ripped pair of jeans. No, I'll give that to Z, actually. I'll give the world's largest ball of twine to Kenny. And each person's going to do that. I'm done. It says pass the phone to Kenny, and Kenny gives experiences to each person. Once everyone is finished with that, we're going to rate the experiences. So here it says pass the device to Tom. And here, this is open, so I show everyone which of these I'm going to give one a thumbs up and one thumbs down. So listening to Swedish death metal, breaking your glass water bottle when it falls out of your bag, or needing to go to the bathroom while driving down a busy highway. Whew, I hate all of these, and usually they're going to be that way. They're going to be all bad things or all good things. So I really don't know that I like Swedish death metal, so I'll give that one a thumbs down. And needing to go to the bathroom, driving down a busy highway, that's not as bad. Breaking that glass bottle is really annoying. All right, so I gave Kenny a thumbs down and Roy a thumbs up. Why nothing happened to Z. And then we go to Kenny. Kenny's going to pick seeing a sad commercial about adopting pets, having your identity stolen by a 14-year-old, seeing the world's largest ball of twine in Kansas. Well, he likes that one because it's from me. Having your identity stolen by a 14-year-old girl seems like the worst. Roy then picks getting punched in the gut by a kangaroo, having an ex's name tattooed on your body, getting chastised. Seemed like he would not want to have, he would say thumbs up to the ex's name, but he would not want to get punched by a kangaroo. All right, and then finally Z, being on your feet all day in new shoes at pinch, running out of gas on the highway, ripping your last pair of jeans, running late to work. He would probably rather run out, he'd probably want the new shoes. And then he would probably hate the ripping the pairs of last jeans. So that's me, I got a thumbs down, Kenny, thumbs up. So now when it's done, it's going to generate your social scores here for everybody. And boom, here are the new scores. Roy has a 3.08, I have a 3.067, Z has a 2.261, and Kenny has a 2.221. And we start round 2. We then go back to the cards and do that. At the end of 3 entire rounds of this, everyone is going to score. Any lifestyle cards that you have that are higher stars than your score on the app, you discard those. And then you're going to get 1 point for each star that's on all the cards that you still have. And for each set of cards you have, 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 orange, each set's an extra 2 points for you. And then every one of these you've gotten over the course of the game, you'll lose 1 point for. And whoever has the most points is the winner. So the box itself is cool that it shows the stars going in and out. I like that aspect of it. The inside of the box, less interesting, and has this insert, which is really, you put the cards here and things like that. I don't know, it's an okay insert. The cards themselves, the game is really Spartan for the fact that, a friend that loves to bake, I guess it's like a party game, right, in a sense. So your own private island. Some pictures might have been nice. The card quality is okay. This board is also okay. The pawns are okay. The components for this game are okay at best. Now the app itself is also, I want to talk a little bit about the app. The fact that it lets you take pictures and stuff, but what I don't like is if I pick a new game, it will not use the same players, which I found to be annoying. Having to type all those names in again is problematic. And if I press new game, my continued game is gone. And there's just a few things about the app, like if I do, see, and you have to put in names. You can't like do a quick start or anything. So here I say guy. I found that to be a little frustrating when you go through a game, and if the battery runs out or something. The app was just okay, which it really should be stellar considering what the game is about. Now, Nosedive was an interesting episode. I watched this episode on Black Mirror. It was a little too long, I think, for what it was, but it was a decent episode. Unfortunately, I can't really say that I enjoy this game that much, and there's a couple problems with the game. First of all, the game is broken into 2 very distinct halves that work with each other but feel like very different games. One is where you're placing cards on the table, some face up, some face down, and at the end you're going to be taking a pile of cards. So you're like putting some cards face down, maybe hoping somebody will take that stack of cards because it has -1s in it, or hoping they think you put -1s in it and you take it instead. That's an okay thing. There's other games that do that, but it's a very boring part of the game. But it takes a while to do that. The little worker placements, you put your pawn and you do the actions. I found that part to be meh at best. The app part then, where you're giving experience to other people, that almost feels like the entire game. It feels like a party game in of itself. There are games like this, Gift Trap and other games, where you give things to other people and they pick them. And unfortunately, those other games probably do it better than this one, but the app idea is interesting because I don't know how many different, there could be a million different things in here. I haven't seen a lot of repeats as I've gone through, so I don't know how big it is, but I like that concept. But that feels like a totally different game. When you combine the games, what you come to find out with is that this whole scoring of getting one of each color to get 2 points, that's baloney. Here's the deal. You just want a high score. Period. Nothing else in this game matters. If my 3 or 4 cards count, let's say I can get my score above 4, which is possible. I think getting it to 5 is nigh impossible, but maybe I'll have to go through the app maybe and test it and have you always have all your questions picked by everybody else. But getting to 5 is very impossible. So let's say you get to 4 and you have 2 4 cards and 2 3 cards. So that's 8 plus 6, 14 points. I only ever get my rating to 2. I would need to get 7 cards with 2 stars on them to get 14 points. And because of that, there's no like, ooh, I'm going to keep a low score but then get more cards, because that's probably not going to happen anyway. Whoever has the highest rating will likely win the game unless there's 2 people with the highest rating, in which case it comes down to the cards you get. And that just feels extremely unsatisfying. It doesn't feel like there's any kind of interest to that. This game also definitely has an edge if you know somebody. Like one of these games I played with a couple, they knew exactly what thing to give the other person to get them to do thumbs up, thumbs down. That's the way a lot of social games are, so I can't really fault the game much for that, but you need to know that going in. And I don't know, like you saw some of the choices there. You saw like negative choices, right? They were all negative. You can also have positive, but sometimes with the negatives, like I have to thumb one of these up. I guess I like this one not as bad as the others. And so it feels like a half put together party game, which is almost good. A half put together card game, which is okay. But putting them together doesn't make a great game, and then the scoring kind of dunks that down. So I like how the box looks. I like the whole idea of the game. It just doesn't work that well as a game. And it's almost like, oh, people will have fun and they're going to remember the app part of this, I think. They'll be like, oh yeah, that was fun when we did that part. Then why have all the other card stuff in the game at all? It almost feels like a distraction away from the game. And when a game is this small and still feels like it needs to be streamlined, I think I find that problematic. So, Nosedive. Unfortunately, this one is not going to get 5 stars. Dice Tower Judgment, 2 stars.